You're watching my favorite YouTube channel. I'm here with a YouTube channel of his own, Jacob Hubbard.
Thank you so much for bringing me on. It's been a long time coming, but I'm so glad to finally be on this channel, my guy.
One on one. We're gonna talk Sinners. We're gonna talk, but before Sinners, I want to just chat about every other movie in the world. I want to begin with Superman. So the review embargo would end on a Tuesday morning. You're gonna see this movie on Tuesday evening, as you told me just before we hit streaming.
Yes, I am. I'm
Isn't that
going
better
to
though?
the Amazon Prime thing on Tuesday. I personally, yeah, because when you go to the Tuesday showing,
Hey,
so
Luke.
like the embargo is basically for all the people that see it who saw it 2 weeks ago, and you got the people who see it Monday night. I'm going Tuesday night, where a bunch of like civilized,
Real people.
real people who, as soon as they see it, are gonna jump onto YouTube. Hopefully, my review will be on that my channel
Exactly.
by that time, by the end of the night, before midnight. So yeah, my review will be out Tuesday night after I see Superman in IMAX.
So you'll be quick with it. You'll just open the door, come inside, record. So
Most of the time. There's been a few times where, like, because I'm one of those people, like, when I see a movie, I can kind of gather my thoughts. So when I get home, there might be like one or two things I'm like, I'm not sure about. But like, there might be a movie like Sinners is a prime example where there's so much in the storytelling that like I couldn't be the one to do a review and be like, hey, it's got this theme, it's got this undertelling, it's got this story about this. Did you know this history is in this movie? So with that, I wanted to get my basis on, but like I could have done an in-depth review. For Superman, I feel pretty confident I could be like, hey, here's my probably 10 minutes or less review. I feel confident.
when we did our first Sinners review panel thing over here, it was like an hour. It was 2 hours actually, and we could have gone even longer. It was crazy.
I remember you streaming. I say, yeah.
There was so much inside there, and so many questions, and so many like undertones. And my issues were mostly, and I didn't have issues. It was a good movie. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I enjoyed it. I thought it was worth the IMAX 70 millimeters. Like he said, if you can go to this, and then one of them was one in not Toronto, but like the city outside Toronto. So I went to that cinema and I saw it. And anyways, it was great. It was good. But the complaints I had were like, damn, did we really have to have the KKK in the movie? I know he whoops their ass, but I'm just like, oh my god, another reminder of oppression or themes like some of the poor people couldn't pay with actual currency, with actual like coins, and they had like these wooden currency that was only applicable in the maybe plantation isn't the right word, but whatever. And I was like, oh, like it's I'd rather just normalize the black identity than to have it featured like that. That was my complaint with Sinners. And I really didn't talk about the things that I liked. Like Michael B. Jordan played a twin. He played himself, and we felt like it was two different people.
My dad literally, so like I just watched it again on Max, and my parents watched it for the first time. My dad, who's a lot older than me, he watched that movie, and for the first like 30 minutes until like literally the scene in the party's just getting started, and like the guys spending the quarter, and they walk in the same room, they start talking about like, hey, we need dollar bills. My dad was like, is that the same actor? I was like, you just realized that?
No, your dad's slow. No, no, no. I can't give that to Michael B. Jordan. Your dad's slow. I have to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. I mean, you the first shot when you see
So
them
Sully.
is the cigarette shot, which is like one of the hardest shots they had to do in the entire movie. You can clearly see same actor, same form, everything. It's just the one's wearing blue, one's wearing red.
It's incredible how wearing blue and wearing red made them different characters. I know they had other things like teeth and the costumes were different. Well, while I'm on the costumes, did you hear recently on Screen Crush, one of the producers of the movie, I forget his name, the Armenian guy, said that Ruth E. Carter, the Oscar award winning, maybe 2 or 3 times award winning costumes designer, she said, I was working on Blade. And since we have all of these like 1930s clothing, let's just use that in our Sinners movie. And they bought it from Disney, which is further confirmation Blade was quietly canceled. Because then why would you just sell off the clothing like that? You don't have any intention to make it.
So, does that confirm Blade was going to be a period piece?
That confirms it was going to be a period piece, 100%.
Damn. That would
Always
have been
believe these rumors.
sick.
See, when Daniel RPK has a tweet at midnight, don't think, oh, this guy gets things wrong. No, he had it right. And they just changed their mind. And they probably will do Blade in like a Midnight Suns movie or have him featured in some other way, but it's not a period piece anymore. But that was the plan at some point. You wanted that?
I just feel like with what Marvel is doing right now, especially like having the staleness of like, ooh, there's not that many good Marvel movies anymore. Something that's so different, and they would have had to make Blade R. We would have had a Blade type Sinners movie set in the period piece of old timey with vampires and Blade. Like that to me that would have been a great like standout for Marvel, something different than just freaking, Quantum Mania bull crap. You're muted, my guy.
And we'd have the reason for why it's not connected with the other Marvel movies, because recently they've kind of all been not connected for no good reason. Deadpool and Wolverine had a good reason. They were in Universe 1005. All right. Now, why isn't anyone else talking and communicating with the others until the end of Shang-Chi when you see them in the little cancel? Until the end of the movie. See, everyone's separated until the ending of these movies, and we talk to each other. Guardians and Thor, they were all together in the beginning, and they separated toward the ends. But we're not here to complain Marvel. We're here to talk. Why are we talking about Marvel? Because Ruthie Carter, that's why.
Yeah,
Do
costume
you think she
designer.
gets the Oscar award for the costume so far? It's July. So far, would you consider her a nomination or a win?
I think so far, I think it kind of has to be kind of clear that Sinners is going to be nominated for some type of awards. So right now, I'm trying to think of costumes. Trying to think of any period pieces recently.
Yeah, it's always the period pieces, right?
I'll say that probably like Phoenician Scheme will probably get nominated for some type of costuming because Wes Anderson or whatever. Yeah, why not? Let's just go. Let's just go to be easy through 6 months of the year so far, or 7 for July. Yeah, I think she's gonna get nominated. I mean, I feel like this is one of those movies where it's gonna get nominated for like 10 Oscars. I think it is because like I would think. I mean,
Oh,
audience love it, critics love it, and it made so much money. It's original. The only downside, it's a horror movie, so Academy's gonna be like, ooh, you can be nominated but not win anything. But like, I mean, at this moment, if anything, costumes, yes. If this movie's not nominated for cinematography, I will riot.
I think that's the music, like Ludwig Göransson, who won Oscars for Black Panther and for Oppenheimer. He got it for Oppenheimer
He
too last year,
did.
didn't he?
He did.
I think he might have a chance this year also because of how important music was.
No, yeah. I cinematography and score have to be like right now, like again, 7 months in, my guarantee. I mean, looking at the rest of the year, Avatar getting nominated for a bunch of awards probably, but like
Oh, for original screenplay, Avatar could be nominated and win.
they could, but
Could.
for it being the third movie, I feel like I don't know. It's just gotta is it like one of the Lord of the Rings type of thing where like, ooh, the first couple were nominated, but we're gonna give the third one the best one. But they've already announced Avatar 4 and 5, so like the Academy, I
Yeah,
just
they're
don't.
not gonna have that sympathy
They're
building
not
up,
gonna have
and
that
we got a
sympathy. No.
climax with the third. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, your chances are looking good, Kugler. Let's do it.
I mean, dude, if anything, I mean, it is a long year to come, but I would love to see Coogler get nominated for Best Director. I just think he deserves recognition. If anything, he will get a screenplay. I guarantee it. Original, especially for being the biggest original like movie, it's got to get nominated for an original screenplay. It's got to.
Directing twins, you never know, bro. Twins could be seen as that's not a really cool director's trick. That's a gimmick. You never know with these guys.
Oh, he's talking about the movie Him coming out. He's thinking Him's gonna be fighting for an Oscar. I don't know if Him's gonna be Oscar worthy. I
We
could
don't
be
know. We haven't
wrong.
seen the movie.
I could be very wrong, but just through a trailer, I'm like, is this Oscar worthy? I don't know. But it's a Jordan Peele production, but he did not direct it. Make that very clear. So who knows? But right now, yeah, Sinners screenplay, score, costume,
Costume.
cinematography, probably best picture.
Okay, Michael B. Best Actor.
Okay.
So far, he's nominated.
So far, I doubt he gets one.
You think Brad Pitt gets it for F1? Who's in your way?
No. People have been saying F1's gonna be a best picture or best something. I don't see it. I don't think it has the same impact and sprunk as like Top Gun did. Top Gun was like its own monster of like saving the cinemas, nominated for best picture. So I don't see it'll probably get some technical award, some bullcrap like that, but I don't see F1 being best picture. Brad Pitt, no. I would be upset if Brad Pitt got nominated for best actor for that movie personally. But currently, sure, I will say Michael B. Jordan should be nominated. I mean, playing two roles is already hard enough.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where like by the end of this year, I mean, there's you know how the Oscars by November, there's gonna be 5 different movies out there, and it's like, oh, this is the favorite. Oh, this is the favorite. And then everyone's gonna be like, oh, wait, don't forget about Sinners, which I think Sinners, if anything, Sinners will get nominated for Best Picture. I feel confident.
A Star is Born was one of those April movies, and it still was able to get its nomination, and it won something. I remember seeing somebody on. Oh, I think Bradley Cooper won for that song.
It won. I think it just won that song. I was gonna say Get Out was like a February movie. I'm pretty sure. Get Out was like a really early movie in 2017. So like, and that went on to win original screenplay, nominated for 8 Oscars or whatever it was. So yeah, I mean,
American Fiction was another one of those early of the year movies, and Cord Jefferson won original screenplay. No, adapted because it was a book adaptation.
What was Dune Part 2 was a March movie, so that technically got nominated for a bunch of awards, but also it's Dune, so I mean, in reality, Sinners being a April movie, in my opinion, shouldn't affect the Oscars, but how the Oscars come around by December, who votes and who doesn't, blah blah blah, and they have to watch the movie. Sinners is one of those movies where like critics and general audiences loved it to where I just feel like it has that oomph. Like it's still playing in my local movie theater right now. It's still playing in theater. The movie came out in April, man, and it's still playing in theaters. Now, is it playing one time a day? Yeah, but like it came out on digital literally Fridays, which is crazy.
Yes, you can stream it now.
Streaming.
4th of July is when it came onto streaming. So Sinners today is in 170 North American cinemas.
Well, one of those is mine, and it's showing at 9:50 every single day this week.
Okay, let's get to Haley Steinfeld and her voice changed, and you licked my coos and then you fucked me. Like she changed her voice, and I think she needs to be recognized for that.
She has been nominated before, so she's already got Oscar love. So if anything, she could easily get a supporting actress. But it's one of those things where like the acting categories for this movie will be tricky. But I do think she did a great job. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that was like her first, besides Spider-Verse, that was her first movie she's done in like a few years. Like I know she's marrying Josh Allen and everything, but like it's been a while since she's been like in a movie. I'm gonna double check what movie she was in last. I know she was in Spider-Verse.
Bumblebee was like 2019.
It might be Bumblebee.
Well, she also has a music career.
She does.
I'm not paying attention to it. Unfortunately, I don't mean to diss you, Haley Steinfeld. I don't know. Maybe you just searched the Sinners and you found our live stream and you're watching now. I don't mean it in a negative way, but yeah, maybe you're like being picky with your roles. You know, maybe she's doing voice acting. Who knows? She could be on the new Avatar. You know, Part 3, not Blue Avatar, Nickelodeon Avatar. Maybe she's voice acting a character there.
So yes, acting wise in the movie. Bumblebee 2018 was the last movie, but she made cameos in the Marvels at the end credit scene. So she was obviously Kate Bishop in the show. She also did voice work for Spider-Verse, Across Spider-Verse, Into Spider-Verse, and she made a cameo in the 2019 Charlie's Angels. So,
you know, that's not nothing though. The TV show Hawkeye was high profile. She got paid lots. She was not the lead, but very secondary to the lead, kind of like what Damson Idris is right now with Brad Pitt. Yeah, I'll give it to her. I don't think that she's been like sleeping or anything. I'll give it to her.
She's definitely. I've always really appreciated her. Too bad she's married to Josh Allen. But you know, the thing is with her, I've always loved her from Edge of 17, True Grit, where she got nominated for an Oscar. So if she gets nominated for an Oscar this time, she's already got that Oscar love. So I wouldn't mind it. I also wouldn't mind if like I forget the actress's name, the one that plays the girlfriend of Michael B. Jordan, or the wife. Like
Hunter B15. I forget her name too.
I think she was really good in this movie too. I really liked her a lot. I mean, also Jack O'Connell for supporting actor too. Like he could be easily talked about as well.
Her name is Wunmi Masako.
She was really good.
Yeah, so she could get a little nomination too, but it'll be one or the other, right?
It'd be Haley. It would be Haley.
Because she's got the like, it's all like Chadwick Boseman said it once. It's political, and you kind of have to campaign for these things.
It is, but I don't know. She if anyone's getting nominated, it'd probably be Michael because of the dual roles. So like, I'd be fine with that. I mean, if Haley didn't get nominated, I wouldn't hate it, but also I got to see. Like I'm one of those people. Like I want to be fair. I want to see what happens this fall for who gets nominated for what. Because like I don't know what's coming out this fall, and there's probably a movie that came out in a festival this year that's like, oh, this is the favorite. I don't know about it right now. In my opinion, Sinners is everything.
Yeah, because that's where we are right now. But TIFF is in September. We're gonna get that award crazy like rampage or not rampage and not ambush. What's the word I'm looking for? Avalanche. There it is. That's the word. We're gonna get the avalanche of award nominated films.
Hell, there's that one movie with The Rock coming out in October. He'll probably get nominated for Best Actor for that. There's the Jeremy Allen White Bruce Springsteen movie. There's that other Timothy Chalamet movie. The Oscars love him. So there's 3 right there. I would bet money probably get nominated.
Yeah, and they'll make money. But
Yeah.
I got no worries. Like David Corenswet is not getting a nomination. Lois Lane and Rachel Brosnahan is not getting a nomination. James Gunn's not getting anything for Superman. They might get something cool with like visual effects, that's the way they'll be
sound.
recognized.
Yeah.
Even sound, because I hated the way those teeth hit the lens in that little ad. So no, I don't want to give you sound either. Give sound to Sinners or something. Sinners in Marvel Studios is a Blade film that released in my dreams. It's greater than the Marvel Studios Blade film that released in my dreams, and I haven't even seen.
Hey, get Max. It's on there right now. I literally just watched it.
And I know you have Max because you shared your account with me that one time. So
yeah,
Sinners right now, looking back at it and watching it a second time, it was a good feeling, man. It was a cool movie. It never lagged. It was most certainly a horror movie. It just took a while to get to the horror aspect of it. And that's what's going to be worrisome when it comes to these nominations. But who is part of the Academy? I remember like the Grammys were always talking about how they have expanded their electorate. Their members are the most diverse Grammy membership we've had. If they expand it more and you get some black cinema like movie heads might just go, all right, it's my first vote. I'm black. They finally are not gatekeeping anymore. I'm going to vote for Sinners. I can see it getting the black vote. I can see it. And it's not like one of those sympathy votes either because it's a good-ass movie.
It is
like
a good movie.
Like you said, we got to wait. We got to see what James Cameron's got cooking and some of those September movies that we got. What's A24 doing? You know they have something ready to release.
I'm pretty sure A24 is doing that UFC Rock movie with the Safdie brother.
The Scorsese movie? No. Oh, you're talking about Smashing Machine.
Yeah, because that just smells like an Oscar movie.
His face looked way different too.
No, yeah, don't get me wrong. Looking at it, I'm like, I want to see it. Like, it looks like The Rock's playing like a role. Like, dude, hell yeah, The Rock playing a role. Like, give me him over his 5th Jumanji movie. So I'm cool with it, but it's one of those things where like, okay, it's during Oscar season. Oscar season heats up. Rock's nominated. Timothy Chalamet, Jeremy Allen White for Bruce Springsteen. Some random movie we haven't heard about yet, and then does Michael B. Jordan sneak in, or is he the one that's odd one out?
You're the only one this confident about The Rock. Most other people would say Emily Blunt, supporting actress. She's gonna do well in Smashing Machine.
I think it's one of those things where, like, I mean, movie could suck. I don't really know, but like, when you just watch an actor do something completely different during the Oscar season,
you mean act?
And then, like acting something like that.
No, like The Rock will act.
Period. Oh, yeah. Yes.
This time.
He will be acting. Yes. From the trailer alone, I'm like, he's got makeup. Oscars love actors who wear makeup because, Brendan Fraser, one had makeup, one best actor. So, like, everything's working towards him. Who knows when that movie hits? Who knows how much steam it has? But there's going to be something out there, in my opinion, right now that pushes Michael B. Jordan. I would love to see him get nominated. I would love it. But I think, if anything, this movie won't carry acting. It'll carry technicals, screenplay, Ryan Coogler, picture. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair to say. It was because it was good all around. It was good all around. No actor really had a crazy workload. That's stupid. Why did I say that? Michael B. Jordan did. Never mind. Retract that.
I have a question for you. You said you saw it twice. Did you see it once in theaters, once on Max, or both the times in theaters?
Once in theaters, once on streaming.
And when you saw it in theaters, did you see it like in IMAX?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it 3 times in theaters, twice in IMAX, once in regular, and I just watched it again on Max the other day. Like literally, I think yesterday or the day before. On July, I think it was July 4th morning, I watched it.
So how many more people are like you and me, where we can see we see the Nelson ratings like a month later from now, and we'll see that, well, July 4 weekend, Sinners was the number one most viewed, has all these millions of minutes. Could it be that? Yes, I think it could be that. I actually have that as a tab. It'll take me 3 seconds to get there. Nielsen top 10. We can go to streaming, movies, and it'll show you all these millions of minutes of movies, right? So right
Yeah.
now, The Accountant 2, for some reason, on Prime, is killing it with 1,300 millions minutes watched. Now You See Me, Now You See Me Too. That makes sense. You know, the new movie.
Yeah.
So Brave New World has got 304. When Sinners comes out, and we're looking at June 2nd and June 8th. So a month from now, we'll be able to see that Sinners will be the number one movie. And I think it'll have more than 1,000 millions of minutes watched, I think. So look out for that. That's just something to look out for, man. I'm not into the numbers that way. I'm into more like box office numbers, and I'm
Yeah.
just now learning to care about streaming because the studios seem to care about streaming and being on that chart. And that's why Ironheart got 3 episodes and Andor released in 3 episodes so that they can like concentrate all those views and say, look, we charted, see? All right, you charted, guys. Okay, the movie Cornbread, he was in here. His transformation and his scene, and when he was trying to convince everyone, you let me in, you know, just why are you guys so rude? What happened to manners? And then he came in slow mo, took that hand from one of Michael B's, tried to bite him. Damn, that was the most intense part of the movie and my favorite part of the movie. It was unexpected from him because he was kind of wishy-washy. His wife was the one who wore the pants in the family from earlier in that first scene. She was like, wait, how much money are we talking about? Like so I want to see Cornbread turn into that was, you know, a great little twist. I knew he was corrupted though. I knew he was bit.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's one of those things where like when you watch the movie, because isn't he the son of Forrest Whitaker?
He is?
Isn't he?
His last name's not Whitaker. Omar B. Miller.
He looks just like Forrest Whitaker though. I can't lie. Omar B. What's his name? Miller? Benson Miller? You can't tell me he doesn't look like Forrest Whitaker. Or am I just being stupid, racist right now?
I don't think you're being stupid, racist right now. Let me see. Sinners cast. Omar B. Benson Miller. I see it.
He looks like a young Forrest Whitaker, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he's like 40 something, but he got that Forrest Whitaker look, in my opinion.
He looks more like Forrest Whitaker than Forrest Whitaker's actual son, who was in the beginning of Black Panther 1.
Oh, he is. Dude, I haven't seen the movie in a minute.
Ocean Whitaker. Yeah, I can see that little the resemblance there.
Damn. Well, anyway, so back to the scene. Yeah, that scene was great. It's a perfect moment of like odd comedy because like to me, people don't realize a lot of horror movies have comedy in them. Like Sinners is actually, there's some funny parts in this movie, and that part when he's like, "Are you at least gonna pay me?" and he holds his hand out like that, and he's like, "You didn't do your job." He's like, "You need to shut the fuck up." And he's like, it's just their banter, and then for it to easily become super duper like horror, like shoots in the face. And I love when he's on the ground and he stands up and it's in slow mo and the blood and his like jaw is like broken or whatever. Dude, so good.
Wasn't even faking it anymore. You could tell by the way Cornbread was talking before he got turned and how different he was talking after. Yeah.
To be polite. Yeah, he was all being
you couldn't tell who was talking. That one guy who wasn't actually bit and he wasn't corrupted, and they threw him out because he like, I don't know, drugged. He was drunk or he got knocked out. They threw him out. Then they realized, wait, he hasn't turned. Then he must be one of the. He's fine. Oh, let's go over. And he's the casualty of the movie, bro. I feel sorry for him. What was his name? This is an unnamed actor.
Yeah, I have no idea who his name is. I just remember like, cause like when they do it, I forget like what it was, but like they thought it was blood, and then like it wasn't blood, and then he walked over and he touched it, and he was like, "It's not blood." And coincidence, but movie just happens. Then as soon as that happens, then he starts knocking on the door, and then Cornbread comes and eats him. And dude, I love the scene when Cornbread eats him, and then the girl's husband walks over to him. He's like, "All right, I got the keys. Let's go." And like he's acting so cool. She's like, look at him," and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's just Cornbread. He's hungry." And it's like, all right, well, you're dead. And then obviously he leans and his eyes turn. I was like, oh, the eyes. I freaking love these eyes in this vampire movie, man.
It was the second try. The first try was invite me in. Come on, hey, what's going on? The second try was because they have the hive mind, and so the husband, the Chinese guy, was like, "Oh, honey, yeah, let's go. Let's come on. Everything's normal. Right? Like obedience. Like let's do it." And that didn't work either. I don't like that woman. Was it Mary? Was that her name? Or Grace? The Chinese woman who invited those vampires in was my enemy. I hated that she did that. And I don't think I can see her in another movie and just forget that. I think I want to hold it against her.
I love intense moments like that. And so like during that scene when she sees them and they start singing and they're like the tension's like filling. Like I love movies like when they do it really well. Sinners did it well, where like the tension, the music's building, and then like she like starts to say and he covers her mouth and she bites his hand. She's like, "Come on in, you motherfucker!" And then because like it's such a good oh shit moment. When I saw it in the theater, my entire crowd went, "Oh no!" And some people behind me were like, "Fuck you!" And like you could hear them like whisper. And then Jack O'Connell turns and smiles. Like, dude, it's such a I love when movies do it really well when tension builds and it's like the oh shit moment hits. Oh, I love it.
Some dude sitting behind me, I heard him say, "It's always the woman," or some like misogynist comment like that. And I'm like, bro, we're in a pretty packed. It was Friday. And I'm like, very comfortable with that one. Like I was kind of taken aback that he actually said that. And then we get to the action scene. You know what? The fighting in here was not Avengers Endgame. This fighting in here wasn't anything spectacular. And when we're talking Oscar awards, that doesn't matter. And like they're not going to like, oh no, what we needed was a backflip and they didn't bring that, so they're not going to be awarded. So I don't think it's going to matter when it comes to Academy Awards. But for my personal enjoyment, which is what I like, it didn't execute. I don't think there was anything spectacular. It was more so emotional. It was Smoke and Stack, Vampire Stack, talking to Smoke and trying to convince him to let him go. And we would learn that they did negotiate something, which we learned in the post-credit scene, which you could not miss. If you walked out in this movie in the mid-credits, you missed a conclusion. You missed the ending. You missed the time when they jump forward to the 90s.
What's really annoying too is, again, I just saw it on HBO Max. When the credits start, before, like, it says 1992, 97 or something like that. And like he's playing, it shows Sammy as an old person, he's playing whatever, and then literally it starts the credits saying directed by Ryan Coogler, whatever. On HBO Max, the screen becomes small and goes inside the corner.
Oh, when there's more movie. Oh,
when there's more movie. HBO Max, I'm not kidding. On my version, at least, I don't know if they've changed it since then, but on Friday morning when I started that movie and we finished it, my mom and dad watched it, literally it goes into the corner and my mom and dad turned it off. And I was like, no, there's more movie. You have to see. I feel so bad because I know a friend who went on a date to go see this movie. And I was like, what'd you think of the movie? He was like, it was good, whatever. He was like, it was kind of overhyped. I was like, oh, what'd you think about the ending? Like, did you like how like Sammy like kind of got like a blessing from the other brother? He's like, what? He didn't see it. He walked out. And I was like, dude.
Who are we mad at? Who are we mad at? Your friend, or are we mad at the movie makers? When names are on the screen, we know that's the ending, with the exception of like Marvel movies.
I have learned the rule, and it's a recent rule because of Sinners type movies. When the lights turn on your theater, you can leave. Unless it's Marvel. But if you're watching and it's one of those end credits where it starts off and there's like some imagery on screen and there's still credits and there's imagery and the lights are off, don't get up until the credits start rolling and the lights come on. That's what I've learned. But I will say, I think that scene is so important because like that shot, like I literally saved the photo, I've saved it on my phone because it's such a beautiful shot. Like, let me turn the brightness up. This shot is
Mhm.
in the mid-credit scene. That is literally probably my favorite shot in the whole movie. That's a mid-credit scene shot. Like, ah, and people miss that. Like the line, another one of my favorite lines in the movie. He was like, "That was one of the best nights of my entire life." And he's like, what about you?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was for a couple hours. The last time I saw my brother, the last time we saw the sun." That hits so hard, and people miss that. So I will admit, I even said in my review, and I'm still 50-50. I felt like that scene should have been a part of the non-credits, in my opinion. I don't know, because it's so good that I feel like people missed it. And HBO Max, change your shit, man, because
That I can't. Yeah, I can't forgive that HBO Max. If someone needs to tinkle because they're at the cinema, go ahead. But HBO Max, what they did was wrong.
at least for my version it did. Again, I could easily click on it again real quick, or I don't even know. But like when the credits start, as soon as Sammy's playing and it's saying 1992, and then Sammy's playing, it cuts to directed by Ryan Coogler. The screen becomes small, goes in the corner, and starts doing all those suggestions bullshits of like, oh, watch this on Max, and the credits are happening right here. It's like, oh no, there's a scene happening right here. HBO Max, fix your shit.
Fix your shit, HBO Max. But then the movie does play that scene, and when I heard the guy say, "Hey, there's these two guys who they're in, Sammy. Do you want to invite them in? Yeah, bring them in." And they walk in, and it's Stack and it's Haley Steinfeld's character. I was like, "Ooh, what's going? It's sequel because that's what a post credit is for, right? Sequel? No, it wasn't for a sequel. It was just to kind of give us that closure. I wanted a sequel, and then I also don't want a sequel. I understand that Ryan Coogler said this was motivated by his uncle. This is motivated by his family in Mississippi. This is motivated, and he got it out. Like everything he wanted to do with the music, especially throwing all the generations of the music, and like how could you do that again for a sequel? Uh, how could you do more allegories? How could you like it was Ireland right now? Are we gonna do like indigenous people, Native Americans in the next one? I don't think it's for Ryan Coogler to make a sequel. I think he can do what Jordan Peele did. Just produce somebody who's really motivated, who pitches a great script, and we can have Sinners 2 or Winners or something that rhymes with Sinners.
Killers, I don't know.
Would you do a sequel?
What I personally do, if Ryan Coogler said, "Hey, Jacob Hubbard, I know you do short films," yeah, probably. But in reality, as a fan, I feel like I would be, and I'm a person that doesn't even love prequels, but I would be more down for a prequel than a sequel.
To
Like,
see
show
Remick.
us to see Remick, to see other vampires or like stuff like that, and like, cause like there's so much like history in the opening shot of the movie. It's like legends say, like, so there's been legends about this. Like, it shows that this is history of vampires. So like, like there's something there, but like he just said with how do you top that? I do agree. I feel like this movie was like, I mean, I gave it my perfect grade. I gave it an A plus, but like there's obviously like little issues, but no movie's perfect. So like when I look at this movie, do I say sequel right away? Unfortunately, no. But I can tell that there's something in the realm of like you could do something like if anything, give me like a 6-part mini Remick story. Like, I don't know, just but then again, I'm like you, where it's such a good like I have a poster, a mini poster of and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't need anything else. This did everything. Even as a big vampire fan, there isn't that much vampire action as you would think there would be. But honestly, the movie's not really trying to be a vampire movie when it's about music and what the times did and how people lived. And then the icing on the cake is vampires. So I'm fulfilled, but like you know how the Hollywood system is. That movie made money
Yeah.
and people spoke. So we'll see. But like
The-
another thing about it is I don't know if I want to if someone does continue doing it, I would want to see Ryan Coogler again. But like I did like if Nia DaCosta got announced to do a Sinners 2, it's like she's really good. And dang, I liked her directing a lot in that Candyman movie. And I feel like in a
28
story that was important, I don't know. I feel like it could work, but I'm fine with just the one.
if her 28 years later movie does well too, then maybe that'll change your mind. That'll incline you to say yes to it.
It just shows you that she's much better in the horror realm than Marvel. Just showing.
There is a message though. There is the message that they should take is Ryan Coogler should get another movie with an original screen. He was locked in to do the X-Files thing that he's got doing. He's busy with that right now. He's gonna do a third Black Panther movie.
Yep.
Recast T'Challa. And then after that, he'll be free to do whatever he wants. And if I'm Warner Brothers, I say, hey, remember our relationship? Yeah, we were good, right? Hey, you don't have to talk to Universal and Sony. I muted. I knocked.
You muted again.
You hear me now?
Yeah,
is it coming out of the microphone or coming out of the webcam?
I think it's the microphone.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's microphone.
So what was I saying? Like, yeah, Warner Brothers can say, hey, over here. Sequel, here's all your money. The same way that Top Gun Maverick had its sequel with Joseph Kosinski's F1, right? Like we've seen people fucking get second chances. Whatever Greta from Barbie, Greta
Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig, my mistake. I'm thinking of the activist, but yeah, she's gonna get some like special whatever her next movie is.
She's doing Narnia.
I forgot she was doing Narnia. I remember learning about that. So see how like she's gonna get some huge budget. Same thing with Ryan Coogler, bro. Ryan, do something original again. Do negotiate that you'll own it after 25 years. Same thing you did with Sinners. Everyone's happy, and make it black led, and don't have themes of oppression this time. Do what you do with Black Panther. Black Panther had no negative, like it was an uncolonized Africa. Oh, that's awesome. It was futuristic. No one was bringing up racism. If anything, there was that one little joke that Shuri said about colonizer. But like, normalize the black identity, and I'm happy. I want Jacob not to feel the way he felt when he went to the One of Them Days movie, when you were the only white guy inside the cinema. I want Jacob to go, like, it's so normal. The skin color is a bygone concept. Who cares?
Yeah, it was one of those. I never ever feel uncomfortable going to the movie. So like I in reality never really cared. But
you notice
it is something you can't anyone would walk into a theater and notice like I went to a movie one time and I was the youngest one there because I'm the guy that goes in there and I notice that kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm the youngest person in this theater. And I walked into One of Them Days and I was the only white person in that theater. And guess what? It makes sense for what the movie's demographic is pushing towards. But I feel like Sinners, and I'll be honest with you, when I saw Sinners for the first time, I brought my friends. 3 of them were white, and 2 of them were, one of them was Indian, one of them was black. And everyone was in the theater. There was probably 60% black, 40% white. So obviously Sinners has a higher demographic, and it makes sense. But then you also have people who are like, why is Haley Steinfeld in this movie? And it's like she came out and said her parents or her granddad was like black, whatever. So like, and like I felt bad that she had to even say that. It's like maybe she's just a good actress and she had a great audition, or maybe Ryan Coogler was like, hey, I want you in this movie. So like it's just one of those things where like you can see the obvious thing in the room. It doesn't have to be said.
Well, I want to get to that point one time, but it was and the Haley Steinfeld thing, I think it was worth speaking on because she wants to celebrate 1/8 of her like family tree, and she's not ashamed of it, but she finally has a role where she gets to express that, and yeah, she'll talk about it. So it is what it is, man. I'm happy for her to get that right. That's probably the only chance she'll get to play a 1/8 black person in her. I don't know. I don't know. Hollywood could improve. Who knows, bro?
And she was a great ass vampire too. My God.
Yeah, we're gonna bite every last one of you.
I freaking wish, man, they didn't show that in the trailer. I wish. Did you see the trailer before the movie came out?
I did see that moment in the trailer. I tried to avoid as much as I could, but I did see that moment.
They even spoiled in the trailer the brother turns. That's the thing that pissed. Like I understand Haley Steinfeld. You got to sell vampires, and that's like a famous shot in the movie. But in that, I think it's the second trailer, they literally end the trailer showing the other brother's a vampire. I'm like, why?
Show an extra as a vampire. Maybe when they were dancing around the campfire, you could see some, put that in the movie.
Just show Jack O'Connell. Just show,
Remick,
yeah.
Let us know Remick is a vampire. Give us that in the trailer, but not Haley's character. Not the ones who change.
Literally, like the character, like in the movie, dude. It's such a cool moment too, because my friends were my friends are general audiences, so they don't know, they're not like me, where they know everything about the movie and blah blah blah. So they watched it, and during the scene when she's walking out there and he starts drooling, he's like, "Yes, you are," and she gets up and like walks away, and she's like, "I'm going inside now." That moment in the theater, my whole crowd went because when
Mm.
she's walking and he's behind her and he has red eyes, and all of a sudden you see him float and it cuts. Ugh, such a good moment. But for me, I'm like, so she's gonna get killed. I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting. I'm like, yeah, she's going to get killed here.
Sammy's another character who was like, he did a good ass job, and he was
Hell,
there for
for
his
his
singing.
first role, dude, he killed it.
Yeah,
He
he was there for
killed
his,
it.
and he had a freaky little partner in what was Jamie Lawson's character? Perlene, was that her name? Perlene.
Yeah.
Perlene did all right.
Hey, I respect this movie. Also, this might be the most freaking 12-year-old conversation, but I'm just gonna say this.
Mm.
Thank God a 2025 movie said, hey, we're allowed to be horny in the movie. And this movie allowed it to happen. People are like that. It's the world, people. In 1930s, same shit happened. So thank you, movie, for at least allowing it to look human. Like that, this movie felt so human for being a vampire movie. Like
Expand on that.
more horny movies.
So it's not just that she was horny; it's that like she was a married woman and she
A
still wanted to
married
go
woman.
out.
Yeah.
So she was a sinner, like she says in the like she said in the marketing. She was like, "Ooh, we're sinning, we're sinning." So Jamie Lawson, yeah, you did your thing. I hope that whatever comes next, you were the mayor in Gotham, and whatever next storm, maybe whatever comes next, good luck with that.
It'd be a cool storm.
Yeah. Hey, this was a good chat. Let's do this again for some other movie.
I got one more question.
What?
What?
Mm.
What was your favorite scene in the whole movie?
I have to give it to the one with Omar B. Miller, where he was the one knocking on the doors and you need an invitation now, and he was like, "Yeah, would it be rude if I didn't? What do you mean?" And I liked also when that woman who played Hunter B-15, what was her name? When Amy was her name in the movie. So Amy was like, "Nah, look, he's a vampire," and it was cool that no one questioned her, and they were like, "No, you're the authority on matters like this, right?" And they said, why when that was the other scene, but that scene there, convincing Smoke to hand him the money. Smoke puts his hand out, getting grabbed, even in the slow mo. I don't usually like slow mo, but that slow mo was pretty cool. I was worried for him. I thought that was good tension. I love that part of the movie because I still didn't know. So that was my like highlight of the movie. There's other mini parts that I liked, like when Smoke was driving into town, he told the girl, "Watch my car." He gave her a little lesson, like this is how you bargain, this is how you negotiate. Oh, that's cool. And then he had to go and shoot those guys who were trying to steal from him in the trunk. He even said, I can't let people know that they almost robbed the Smokestack twins. And he gave a little bit of a reason for it. And I'm like, this is well written. And we could not have that scene in the movie and it wouldn't change a damn thing. The movie could still happen the way it happened. We could just say, "Oh, he's forgiving," or he recognized who was robbing him. There were many moments in there all over the movie that like killed it. History moments, like they played rock and roll music when they were going through the times.
I was about to say, as soon as you were done, like I was going to say, well, my favorite scene, the most generic, best scene in the movie, in my opinion, it's the scene, the the music scene. I think it's the best scene in the whole movie. I think it's one of the best scenes of this decade. I think that scene should be a reason this movie should go down as a best picture nominee, in my opinion. Because like you don't see movies nowadays do what that scene did. It being a one take, it being showing just new and old music, combining it, and then at the end of it, as soon as that scene ends, that's where the horror movie begins. And it's like,
Don't lie, you just like the twerking.
you know what's funny? You know what's really funny? My friend's gonna hate me if he ever watches this. He hates that scene because he hates twerking. He's like, it ruined the scene. That's not dancing. I'm like, dude, shut up. That is 21st century dancing. I'm sorry to tell you it, but that's what people do. And it was cool because it showed that side, and then it shows like Chinese. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's Japanese, Chinese, whatever. But like it shows that side of music for everyone in that room to come together and it to be so good. I listen to that song on Spotify in my car all the time. It's such a banger. Late. I think it's called "Late on Me." It's
And then the drums kick in for the hip hop portion. I can hear it right now.
dude, I love it when the camera goes up into the barn at the roof and it's on fire and that guitar string just like and just is it gives me goosebumps. Oh, dude, it's
But
so
it left
good.
reality for the first time in that movie. They actually like left reality and they went to like a representation of something. The second time they do it is the ending with Smoke and his baby. Right, that's the first time we see that. I don't think that actually she didn't physically appear again. You know, that was a different thing. I would keep the first one. I wouldn't do it. I've done it the second time with him seeing his baby in the future. I wouldn't have done that.
For me at the end, for me as a viewer, I was watching it. It basically was telling me he was dying. That was how I took it. I was like, oh, he's dying. He's seeing his baby and like his girlfriend, whatever. Or his.
Didn't see a body.
You think he's alive? Or well, okay. Well,
If they
obviously.
do a sequel,
Okay.
yeah, if they do a sequel, if Michael B wants it, he's got options. He can do a sequel, and they'll say whatever saw a body, and he can like talk to Stack, and the plot of the movie could be human and vampire working together to fight natives or mummies or whoever the enemy gets to be this time.
I'm gonna lay money down and say he's dead. I'm gonna say he died. He died. He died holding his baby in his head. Because when he got shot, I know it was a clean. You saw it was a clean through and out. But like he lifted his shirt and he had a fucking vein and it was like squirting. I was like, that man's bleeding out. Hey, maybe I'm just a negative person. I think he's dead, but you know, it is what it is. But I agree. Also, one more thing in that scene, the one thing I always say about cons my movie, and I didn't bring it up in my review, and it's kind of a hypocrite moment. It's weird that the very, very beginning of the movie starts off with a narration. There's no narration in the entire movie until that dance scene or the music scene. The narration starts again because it's like legends say the ones who are talented with music bring back future and past. So like the narrator's telling the audience like, hey, this is why you're about to see a DJ and then a fucking person dancing weirdly. Like you're up to see that. Yeah. So it is what it is. But yeah, that was my favorite.
They say show don't tell, and that could be seen as like a problem with the movie. I was fine with it. I
was fine with it. But sometimes in my review, I review that for other movies, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. And someone's like, "Oh, that movie you said narration's cool. Oh, and that movie." Yeah,
I would do narration if I had a chance to do a movie. If I could do a movie trailer, I would use narration too. We need to have that guy with the voice at the back. Oh, in a world where there was a land and there was a master, the king slayed the dragon, but that didn't. You know, I want to have a narrator in my movie trailer. Should I ever reach that level? You know.
Hell yeah.
One thing also that I didn't mention was when I went to the movie theaters opening day, and I live in a pretty multicultural city. It was everyone represented, and this was way much more well marketed than a movie like One of Them Days, which had its niche that it was marketed towards. And like maybe if it was January, not much new to watch, and someone would walk into that movie theater who probably didn't really like see that much ads for it. I think that's why someone like you would. Where did you see the marketing for One of Them Days?
I think it was mostly just through like YouTube, like ads. Like that's where I mostly saw. And then like obviously I really can't say Twitter because my Twitter feed's got the algorithm of us, what me and you see every day on Film Community. So like we see usually what's coming out this week. But like for a general audience, I would say as a sports fan, I would see like the One of Them Days every commercial every once in a while. Or maybe like I think mostly YouTube, but it wasn't like a big thing. It wasn't like oh, there's ads for this everywhere. Like I didn't know what the plot was going in. I was like, I don't know what this is.
So as a sports fan, I was watching the NBA Finals, ABC, owned by Disney, and they had Ironheart's trailer. They had Fantastic Four's trailer for every game of the 7-game finals. Superman was also getting trailers, and I think that was a very money well spent. I know they didn't do the Super Bowl, right? They didn't do they didn't, because I remember this being a conversation. And so, yeah, money well spent. At least you got it for the NBA Finals.
I'll say as a big NBA fan and NFL fan, I saw plenty of trailers for Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, Ironheart, all of that stuff through the NBA Finals.
If people want to find you, what's your channel about?
You see that name right there? Right
Yeah.
freaking there? That's called Jacob Hubbard. You can see me do weekly movie reviews where I see mostly all the big theatrical releases and I review them. I got a couple of videos coming up. Like I said earlier today, on Tuesday, we got Superman. I just did a ranking of Jurassic franchise. Check it out. I do movie reviews and videos. I'm also on Twitter at Jacob_Hubby99. I tweet things. I don't do much on Twitter, but I do movie reviews. Go watch them, please.
I'll
Trying to hit
link you.
3K. Trying to hit 3K.
I'll
Woo.
link you in the description. Hey, thanks for coming here. Thanks for revisiting Sinners. If you haven't seen the movie in a while and we made you want to see it, go stream it. Go support this Ryan Coogler who owns his own IP, and we can only hope that he'll use his new power in media. Like he killed it in the movie theaters, but now on streaming, he can claim he got these streaming numbers, and then let's see if he can leverage himself into owning something else and putting out something positive. All right. All right. Chill out.